Hope you guys can see my screen.
Yes, Hitesh, can you please make a full screen of this?
Yeah, so you'll have to change. I mean, in the options, you have to change it to change layout, and let me show you. You have to change the change layout and select the spotlight option. You have three dots,
Uh,
right? There you can choose
okay,
spotlight option. Then you can see it in full screen.
okay, thank you.
Okay, cool. Let's get started. Sorry for the delay. So let's introduce myself. Okay, myself Hitesh. I do have 12 plus years of experience in on data side overall, and since 5 years I'm working on Snowflake. So right now I'm working as a Snowflake architect in one of the MNCs, and this is pretty much about myself. And coming to the I mean, agenda of today's demo, right? So we'll understand who this course is for, okay, and then what are the prerequisites for this course, why you will have to learn Snowflake, the technical reasons, why it is demanding in market, and then what all resources you would get. Okay, so coming to who this course is for, right? So it is designed for both. Say freshers who doesn't have any IT experience or knowledge, since we'll be starting from basic, and who are already working on in IT, say as a developer, lead tester, admin, architect, even managers. The reason is we'll be covering from basic to advanced, so you can easily. It'll be helpful for everyone. Okay, and SQL sessions, right, for complete freshers or non-data background folks, will be taking separate SQL sessions. So those sessions, if you're already working on data side, you can skip. That way it is. Okay, I would be letting you know, like if it is SQL session, if you're already from data background, you can skip them. Okay, you would be getting the update on that. So, and that is how it is. And what is the prerequisite for this particular courses? SQL. Okay, since Snowflake is a database, cloud database. Okay, we call it as Snowflake Cloud Data Platform. You'll understand what are the use cases or where Snowflake is used. Okay, but it behaves more like a database. Okay, so what is the prerequisite for this particular courses? SQL. Okay, so, but if you don't worry, if you're not from data background or SQL background, we'll be starting with SQL basic sessions itself. Okay, and we'll be going to the advanced level, so it should be fine. And you don't have to install any software as such, even for Snowflake. Okay, if you have to practice or for anything, you will get 120 days of free trial account. Okay, we'll just create Snowflake account like Gmail. We'll sign up and we'll create, and we can use it for 120 days free of cost. And we are not providing any debit or credit card details. So even if we have to create another account, and with just a mail ID, we can create. Got it? And it is not licensed. It is like pay as you go model in cloud. Got it? And you have a lot of skills, right? Why especially you have to learn Snowflake? Why it is demanding in market? Okay, let's understand with technical reasons. Before we go there, see, it is if you're already from data background, Snowflake is not a Snowflake schema. The way you design your data warehouse, it is Snowflake is a cloud data platform. Okay, we'll understand. You'll get clarity on things as we progress. But what is the before we go to the technical reasons why Snowflake is demanding, why it is hot in market, right? Like we'll see how is the current market trend, and then like what all why our candidates are especially getting more offers on are getting success to switch to Snowflake and get offers on Snowflake. Okay, right now if you take the current market trend, right? See, if you take overall IT market is down a bit down nowadays, but to be practical, okay, say for a couple of skills they're not getting calls at all. If you take even if you take Snowflake, right, at least I mean we should claim at least overall 3 years of experience. For 2 years the calls are very less. Got it? At least three we should, the experience what we should project is minimum overall 3 years experience. On relevant Snowflake experience, even if we keep 2 years we'll get calls. Okay, so that way it would be. Now since market is down a bit, for 2 years calls, we may not get much calls if we keep overall 2 years. So at least it should be like overall 3 years of experience. Okay, we should project, and then out of that, relevant Snowflake experience should be 2 years. That is, whatever is your overall experience, relevant, 2 to 3 years of Snowflake experience, if we keep, we would get calls on Snowflake. Even if we keep 1 year, we would get, relevant experience. Okay, out of your overall experience, what you are going to project, right? Like even if you keep 1 year or 2 years, 1 year also you'll get calls, but if you keep 2 to 3 years of relevant Snowflake experience, you would get calls. And Snowflake is a new skill. It was not there since long. If you take, it started clicking, say, since 2018, 19 onwards. Okay, a lot of clients started using. So since it is a new skill, they won't expect, say, more relevant experience. Got it? So you don't have to keep, say, 7 years, 8 years, 10 years relevant Snowflake experience. Even whatever is your background, if you're already working, along with, out of that overall experience, if you claim or if you project to have 2 to 3 years of relevant experience, then you would get opportunities on Snowflake. Since it is a new skill, that's one advantage if you wanted to switch your career from whatever technology it is. Okay, and if you're already from, say, SQL background, or like, let me show you. Yeah, we'll take all your questions. If you have any confusion, we can discuss. So here, if you are already from any ETL background or any reporting background, okay, if you are already working, if you're fresher, that should be fine. Don't worry, you'll get from basic to advanced. But if you're already working, if you are from ETL background, reporting background, data background, any SQL, any database, okay, any data background, basically, okay. Plus, Snowflake has got demand. Got it? And for you, it is more relevant. And if you, whatever is your background, plus Snowflake has got demand because data is getting migrated from different relational databases to Snowflake. Okay, so if you take, even now, even though the market is down, you have got opportunities on Snowflake. Okay, and even the packages, if you take, right, these are the, how you'll be getting the packages on Snowflake is based on your current CTC as well. But if suppose, if you whatever is your overall experience into three or 3 to 4, that is, suppose if your years of experience is 5, for example, I'm just saying, okay, 5 into 3, that is 15. Okay, 15 lakhs in India, I'm saying. Okay, even in US, the market on Snowflake is good. Okay, even today, one of our candidates from previous batch from US also, he got an offer on Snowflake. Okay, so the market is good even now in on Snowflake in US as well. In India also, it's good. So 15 to 5 into 4, 14, sorry, 20. Got it? 3 to 4 is what is the average CTC that you would get. Okay, so if you have, say, for example, 7 years, 7 into 3, 21, 7 into 4, 28. That would be range. Okay, averages years of experience into 3, 4. That's the average range, with which you would be getting packages on Snowflake. But again, as I said, it depends on your current CTC as well. If you are having, say, for example, 10 lakh, and if you expect 30, even if your experience is more, they would consider that aspect as well. Okay, that's the thing. And why our candidates are succeeding? You have, we'll see the technical reasons why Snowflake has demand. Before that, like, why our candidates are succeeding is you'd be getting the complete resources. Okay, so topic wise, suppose if you pick a specific topic, right, you'd get, I mean, um, daily basis, you'd be getting the interview preparation kit, okay, with all questions and answers and scenarios with solutions on that specific topic. Got it? Okay, for every topic you would be getting, what kind of scenarios, questions with answers. Okay, scenarios with solutions on that specific topic, so that you can easily clear any certification as well as interviews. Okay, the scenarios.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, hello, hi, hi, Hitesh. Someone has shared the screen. Sheikh Ajharuddin. So can you please do share your screen?
Oh, okay.
It went off.
Sorry for that. Guys, you don't have to share anything. I don't know. So if you face any challenges in between, please let me know because
Okay,
I'll be
okay,
going
sure.
in my flow. Give me a second. Hope you can see my screen back.
Hmm, Not for me. I don't know. For
Not,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
not at
Oh, one
Hitesh.
second.
No, no,
Okay. Okay.
no.
Give me a
I'm
second.
able to see.
You're able to see my.
Yes, yes,
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
also able to see.
yes, it is visible.
yes.
Yes, it is.
Now you can see my screen.
Yes, yes.
I have opened the document.
No, I am not able to see.
Okay.
Yeah, even someone may be able to send. We are not able to
Okay. Give me a second.
see
Let
Hitesh.
me drop off and rejoin quickly. One second.
Okay, okay.
Sorry guys. Let me share my screen now. Hope you can see my screen now.
Yes, 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 yes.
Yep, now it is visible.
Yes.
Hmm. Okay. So what I was saying was like, I mean, on daily basis you would
Yeah.
be getting, um, oh yeah, okay. So on daily basis you would be getting the interview preparation kit with questions and answers on that specific topic, scenarios and solutions. Okay, what you would get in interviews as well as in certification, so that you can easily crack. Okay, that's one thing, and then you would be getting the complete daily basis, the recording, whatever we will be discussing, the code which is being used in that session. Okay, so this is the SQL code. Basically, it will be SQL code. So the SQL code what we have used in that session, so that you can practice. Okay, and you'll be getting a detailed document on that specific topic. What is that topic? I mean, everything. Got it? You will get complete resources. Okay, so that you can, and even if you take a project overview, right, you'll be getting um, how you will have to explain the project in your interviews. That is where majority of the candidates would fail, right? So you would be getting a detailed project self introduction and project overview document where you can explain explain about your project. Okay, and like your self introduction and what you should explain in your project, because that is where majority of the candidates will be lagging. Got it? Okay, that's the thing. Now let's see the technical reasons why Snowflake has got demand in market. Okay. See, first of all, as I said, Snowflake is not a Snowflake schema. Snowflake schema is one of the ways that we design a database as a data warehouse. But this is Snowflake is a cloud data warehouse. Got it? Let me show you. Share a couple of things. Snowflake, right? It is like cloud database. Okay, a cloud. We call that as Snowflake Cloud Data Platform. Okay. The main advantage for Snowflake is you are aware about clouds, right? So from Microsoft we have Azure, from Amazon we have AWS, okay, and from Google we have Google Cloud. The main advantage for Snowflake, it is available on all three clouds, major public cloud platforms. Okay, so and initially it was used primarily as a cloud data warehouse. You don't worry what is a data warehouse. We'll discuss in detail how you design a database, all those. Okay, um, uh, uh, you can use it for multiple workloads. Okay, before we go there, let's quickly show the purpose of Snowflake and then see. Um, if you take any relational databases, you would have been heard about Oracle SQL Server, right? Let me mute everyone. There is some noise. Yeah. you would have heard about relational databases like Oracle, SQL Server, MySQL, PostgreSQL. In this relational databases, right? So that's where we would maintain our data, right, in the backend. So if it is an Android app or if it is a website, where in the backend, if you make any transactions as such, if you buy a product in Amazon or Flipkart, where the data would be stored in backend as, it will be stored in a database, right? So primarily earlier we were using relational databases, okay, like SQL Server, Oracle, all this. Okay. See, in our regular session, we'll discuss in detail. If you're not from data background, you'll get complete clarity on data, how would be storing the data, all this. So if you take these relational databases, so if you install any of this software, suppose Oracle or SQL Server in a machine, we call that as database server. Okay. So if all our data would be stored in hard disk of that particular computer. Okay. And if you have to access that data that is there, or if you have to load the data, whatever you want to do with that data, it will be making use of the compute resources of this machine. Compute resources means, right? Like if we have to do anything on top of a computer, we would need processor, RAM, like all this. That we call them as T. If you have to run anything on top of a database, any query on top of a database, we would need compute resources like processor, RAM, all this. So how we would get that in case of relational databases? In whichever machine we install that software, right? We call that as a database server. So all our data would be stored in hard disk of that particular computer. In order to run our queries, it will make use of the compute resources of this machine, the same machine. Got it? So in case nowadays, right, the volume of data is getting increased very fast. Okay. So data is growing very fast. And we have, it's not just structured data, we have a lot of other data as well, like say images, audio files, video files, PDFs. This kind of data is also growing fast, right? To handle that, it will be tough in relational database. The reason is here, if the volume of data increases, we can scale those databases vertically. Vertically in the sense, to the same mission, if volume of data increases, I can add more hard disk, upgrade it to a high-end processor. That way, I can scale this vertically. Got it? The same mission, I can add more power. That's the thing. But even if even if we can add more power, it is like one big mission will do all the work for us. Got it? One big mission will do all the work for us. But if you can distribute that work to multiple computers, then we can do that in a much faster way, right? Okay. So that is like horizontal scaling. If we have to scale, increase the capacity by distributing that workload to multiple computers, that we can't do in case of relational databases. Okay. That's when Hadoop came in. Big data Hadoop, you would have heard about, right? Hadoop, big data. So there it is. We will be discussing in our regular sessions what is the benefit that we get with Snowflake architecture compared to relational database and Hadoop big data. Okay. So on high level in Hadoop, both storage and compute would be distributed. Not data also will be getting distributed across slave nodes. Got it? That's where we'll face problem in our performance issues. So if in order to combine the data from multiple machines, right? Since data is distributed, we'll face issues. Okay, as I said in our regular session, we'll discuss in detail on this. Okay, what advantages we get with Snowflake compared to these two in detail. But like if you take Hadoop, right? It was a buzzword couple of years back, but a lot of Hadoop projects, big data projects, did not succeed. There were, the 90% of the projects have failed. The reason is there are few flaws in its architecture. So Snowflake, how it came is, it came with hybrid architecture. Okay, it has combined the advantages of relational database. Okay, our Oracle or SQL Server, that architecture, and Hadoop architecture, and it came up with hybrid architecture. Here, the main advantage is storage is separate. Okay, all our data would be stored in storage layer separately, and query processing. In order to run our queries, we need compute power, right? So for that, we have a separate layer, and we have something called virtual warehouses. To run our queries, we will create virtual warehouses. These are not data warehouses. Virtual warehouse is different, data warehouse is different. Okay. So this virtual warehouses, what is a virtual warehouses? Let me show you. See, virtual warehouse, right? It is a cluster of compute nodes. Okay, cluster means group. We will get this virtual warehouse in different t-shirt sizes: extra small, small, medium, large, XL. Okay, up to 6XL. We can increase the warehouse size anytime. So what it is if I choose the virtual warehouse size as extra small, okay, I would get compute power of one machine. Okay, if I choose the virtual warehouse size as small, I would get compute power of two machines, a cluster of two compute nodes, a group of two computers power I would get. If I choose the warehouse size as medium, I would get a compute cluster of four machines. Okay, for example, let me show you. So the Snowflake interface, right? It looks like this. Okay, here you can have multiple databases. Okay, let me go to the home page and switch the account admin data. So you will have list of databases under, like regular database only. Okay, you'll have a set of tables, all this. Okay, suppose if I have to run any query, let me go to the project and open a worksheet. Here, if I have to run one query, select star from a specific table. Okay, for example, this mapping table. Now, to run this query, I would need compute power, right? So the data for this table would be stored in storage layer here. If I have to get that data for that specific table, so I need compute power, processor, RAM. However, I would get that in Snowflake is using virtual warehouse. Okay, so this is a separate layer, right? Here, this virtual warehouse, how we would, see, we can, this is the virtual warehouse which is selected to run this query. So this is of size extra small. We can increase or decrease this warehouse size anytime. I think I have selected. Okay, let me change the role here. Sorry. Okay, so if I have to run this query, I need virtual warehouse, right? I can choose which virtual warehouse I have to use. We can have different virtual warehouses. You'll get complete clarity on virtual warehouses in our regular sessions. So this, suppose if I have to use ETL warehouse, ETL underscore WH, this is the virtual warehouse which I'm using to run this query. What is the size of this? Extra small. I can increase or decrease this warehouse size anytime. And other thing is now if you take the warehouse is in suspended state, in a sense, since here storage is separate, compute is separate, the main advantage that we get is whenever we don't need compute, okay, we don't need any compute power, we can suspend this virtual warehouse. So if the virtual warehouse is in suspended state, we don't pay any compute cost. Okay, here since storage is separate and compute is separate, we would be paying cost also separately. Guys, can you see my screen clearly? Any issues?
Yes,
Hello?
yes, we are able to see.
Yes,
Hitesh,
it
no
is
issues.
visible.
If you can't see the font or if you face any challenges, you can let me know. So here, the main advantage is since storage is separate, compute is separate, whenever we don't need compute, okay, we don't need any compute power, we can suspend the virtual warehouse. So that at that time, we will not be paying any cost. Okay, how Snowflake charges is, it charges separately for storage, separately for compute. And storage costs are very minimal in case of Snowflake. The reason is the way it stores, right? If you try to load any data into Snowflake, by default, all the data gets compressed, okay, and encrypted in backend automatically. So we'll be paying storage cost on top of compressed data. Got it? And for query processing, we have virtual warehouses, right? For virtual warehouses, how we would pay cost is on second basis. If you use, say, a virtual warehouse for example, 65 seconds, you'll pay cost exactly for 65 seconds. Got it? That and another advantage is this virtual warehouse, right? It comes in different t-shirt sizes. We have seen, right? Extra small, small, medium, large. So if you choose the warehouse size as extra small, you'd get compute power of one mission. If I choose the warehouse size as small, I would get compute power of two missions. If I choose the virtual warehouse size as medium, I would get compute power of four missions. A group of four computers power I would get. Large 8, it keeps doubling if you increase the warehouse size. So if you choose the warehouse size as say for example 4XL, you would get in backend, you are going to get compute power of 128 missions, a group of 128 missions power you would get to run our query. See here, we can increase or decrease this warehouse size anytime. See here, you got it? Suppose if I wanted to make it as large, I've increased. Now if I run my query, right, I would get compute power of how many machines? It is large, right? Large means how many? A cluster of 8 compute nodes, a group of 8 computers power I would get to run my query. You got it? Okay. So the same way, if I choose the warehouse size as, for example, 6XL, 6XL means I would get compute power of a cluster of 512 computers, a group of 512 computers power I would get. Okay. So this, right? Within fraction of seconds, I can increase or decrease the warehouse size. See, now it is large. I wanted to make it as extra small. I wanted to make it as 4XL. I can increase. Within fraction of seconds, I can increase or decrease the warehouse size. So this flexibility we are getting, right? So based on the complexity of the query, our number of users, we can increase or decrease the warehouse size. And it's not just increasing or decreasing our warehouse size. Suppose even if I choose the warehouse size as, say, for example, 5XL, okay, or 6XL. 6XL means in the back end, I'm going to get compute power of 512 computers, right? So, I mean, this is what this increasing the warehouse size is one part. That is vertical scaling. We call it as vertical scaling. We'll discuss in detail on that in our virtual warehouse session. Okay. So, along with this vertical scaling, we can scale this virtual warehouse horizontally also. Okay. This virtual warehouses, we can scale them horizontally also. That horizontal scaling, right? What it is we can. So suppose if you take one scenario, I mean, every day when everyone logs in, or over the month end or month beginning, the reporting, whatever reports that we generate will be more, right? Usually. So what was the last for the last month? What were the total sales? I mean, majority of them would be seeing the reports and they'll be analyzing. Okay. So on first, second, third of a month, okay, many users would be logging in and they will be running a lot of queries, for example. Then in that scenario, okay, at that too, especially between say 10 o'clock to say 1 p.m. Majority of them will log in and they'll try to run more queries using in Snowflake. In that scenario, based on the warehouse size, there will be certain limit, right? How many queries it can run in parallel. So you would have seen few scenarios. Suppose, for example, if you take whenever results are announced, okay, for 10th standard, or like if during big billion days or Amazon sale dates, right? Those days, what will happen? Sometimes the website will not work properly, right? That time we hear the server has crashed. They'll say that the server has crashed. What is the reason? They would not be getting, I mean, all of a sudden everyone starts using that website, right? In the back end there'll be more load on the server, database server. So what will happen? The compute resources of that server, right? If everything are completely occupied, the server will crash. I mean, in the sense, basically, if it is the load is too heavy, then these kind of things will happen. Got it? In case of Snowflake, we can increase the compute power to up to group. I mean, we can distribute the compute power to 512 computers. This itself is huge. It is not one computer, 512 computers, group of 512 computers. If you choose the warehouse size as 6XL, it's not just that. In case if users are more, okay, to handle that, this 6XL virtual warehouse, we can set it to auto scale mode as a multi-cluster warehouse. Okay, in that scenario, what happens is, based on workload, Snowflake will, if queries are more on top of our virtual warehouse, okay, then automatically Snowflake will add more clusters of the same size, of 6XL size. Second cluster it will add. That is another set of 512 computers it will add. Okay, that way it can add up to 10 clusters. That is 512 into 10. Okay, that is 5120 compute nodes power we can get. Okay, I mean, to this level we can increase the capacity of our compute. If in case that too, suppose it is adding that clusters, right? Suppose it added 10 clusters, for example. That is, I got a group of 5120 compute nodes power to run my queries. So I just need it for say 120 seconds or 95 seconds. Okay, after 95 seconds, the workload has gone down. Okay, I don't need that much power. One 6XL warehouse cluster size is enough. Then automatically it will remove the clusters. Okay, it will add clusters, it will automatically remove clusters to balance the workload. And how much will be paying cost. So the second cluster or third cluster, which it has added, right, automatically added. So that for that also it'll charge per second basis. Say a minimum a minute. After that is on second basis. We'll discuss that in detail. So minimum it will charge for a minute. After that it is on second basis. Suppose yeah, it was used for 65 seconds. The second cluster will pay cost only for 65 seconds. Got it? That way. Okay. So for clients, right, what advantage they would get? They don't have to worry about the scaling, increasing the capacity of storage or compute. In the storage, right, for storage, the data would be stored in cloud. Okay. All our data would be stored in cloud. So in cloud, right, there is no limit in terms of how much volume of data we can store. We can store petabytes of data also. Okay, whatever is the volume of data, we don't have to worry. And how we'll pay cost is based on usage. Suppose for the entire month, I have used an average 1 terabyte of data. I have stored 1 terabyte of data for the entire month. That too compressed data. We'll pay on an average, like say $23. Storage costs are very minimal in case of Snowflake. So where they would make money is compute. So compute also, how you would pay cost is based on usage. I mean, it is like pay as you go model. If you have used for say 65 seconds, you'll pay cost only for 65 seconds, even if it is 6XL virtual warehouse. Got it? So in case that is what I'm saying is, even if it is 512 computers power, you have used it for say only 65 seconds, you'll pay cost only for that. I mean, if it is active for say 65 seconds, we'll pay cost only for that. That way it would be. Okay, you don't have to pay for the entire duration. That's the main advantage with Snowflake. Got it? That's why many clients are migrating their data to Snowflake. They can scale independently to any extent, since storage is separate, compute is separate, and costs also they would be paying separately. Along with this, if you take, I hope like everyone are aware about cloud computing or cloud operating models. See, earlier everyone used to manage on their own. That is this database servers we discussed, right? The servers, this relational database. If any client has to manage a database server, they have to buy computer. Okay, they have to buy the software. Okay, they have to buy that license software, and they have to install that. They have to take care of everything. Infrastructure means that computer or the hard disk, everything they have to buy, and they have to install everything. They have to manage everything. This is how it was, right? This is like on premises. If any client is managing everything on their own, that is like on premises. Okay. But in cloud, right, what advantages we get in cloud is, in cloud, right, from the major public cloud providers are, from Microsoft, you have Azure. From Amazon, you have AWS. From Google, you have GCP, Google Cloud Platform. Okay. So these are the major public cloud providers. Apart from this, there are small cloud providers, but these are the major ones throughout the world, right? Majorly, these three clouds are used. Say Amazon AWS, okay, from Microsoft Azure. These two are major. GCP, it is kind of occupying the market. Majorly, it is AWS and Azure. GCP also. So Snowflake is available on all three clouds. Okay. Here, in cloud, how it is, suppose if you take any example, if any client is managing everything on their own, that is like on premises. Suppose they have to buy the computer, processor, RAM, everything, and then they have to install the OS, okay, operating system, Windows or Linux, and then they would have to install that software. Everything they have to manage. That is like on premises. In cloud also there are different operating models. Okay, infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, software as a service. If you take infrastructure as a service, here few things the cloud provider would be managing. Cloud provider, right? Say AWS or Azure or GCP, they would be managing few things. Few things our client has to manage. Suppose if you take infrastructure as a service, it is like, for example, in cloud, you can choose what is the configuration of machine I need, virtual machine. Okay, what is the capacity of virtual machine I need? That is, what is the processor, what is the hard disk, what is the SSD storage, what is the RAM? All that I can choose. And I would get one machine, one computer in cloud. Okay, I can install whatever OS I need. I'll have to do that. That is my client. My client has to take care of other things. You will just get a computer infrastructure. You would get. just infrastructure. Infrastructure means that right, the machine with certain capacity. You can choose what is the capacity. Okay, that way it is. That is like infrastructure as a service. You have to install whatever software it is, whatever operating system it is, everything you have to do. You have to manage. Only you would get this part. The cloud provider will manage storage, servers, virtualization, all this. But installing OS, installing software, managing the data, everything, the client has to manage. Got it? This is infrastructure as a service. Platform as a service means along with that computer machine in cloud, you would have the OS, okay, and you will have the software also. I mean, they would you can choose which software it is, and that would be automatically you would get that software also. But you have to take care of other things. Say with respect to data, right? In any database, there will be something called indexes, main partitions. Okay, partitioning the data, creating indexes. Multiple things would be there with respect to if you take data in terms of data. Okay, there will be a DBA, database administrator, who will be managing all those things, creating partitions, creating indexes, so recreating the indexes if any time, those kind of things. Okay, that is like platform as a service. Snowflake, right? It is software as a service. Okay, if it is software as a service, majority of the things cloud provider itself will manage, including say partitioning the data, index maintenance, everything. Okay, here if it is software as a service, if you take another example, for example, okay, you want a burger. Homemade burger is like on premises. Everything we have to take care. We have to get the electricity, grill, kitchen, buns, everything. We have ingredients, and we have to prepare the burger. That is like on premises. Okay, I mean another for your reference. Infrastructure services, you will get a rented kitchen. So right, in rented kitchen, what you would get? You would get kitchen, electricity and grills you would get. But we have to get our burger ingredients and cook the burger. That is like infrastructure as a service. You would just get the mission in cloud. We can install whatever software it is, all this. Platform as a services, along with grill, kitchen, electricity, you would get buns also. You have to get ingredients and cook the burger. I mean, what we do has gone down a bit if it is platform as a service. That is what you need to understand. And if it is software as a service, you'd order a burger. Okay, you would get it to your home, you'll eat. That way it is. I mean, it will be everything will be taken care by them, by the cloud provider itself. Okay, so Snowflake is software as a service. Since it is software as a service, what advantages we get is, see, we'll discuss more on this in our regular session. Okay, what is a data center? Okay, what a few examples on infrastructure as service. Hope you got some high level overview. See, in say 1 hour of demo session, we can't discuss in detail. In our regular sessions, we'll discuss even on cloud computing in detail. What is infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, software as a service. Here, what I would like to highlight is, since Snowflake is software as a service, majority of the things Snowflake itself will take care. We don't have to worry. See, here, when I increase the warehouse size, within fraction of seconds, I was able to increase or decrease, right? If we have to manage, say, this, what is that? This 5XL or 6XL virtual warehouse size, that is a cluster of 512 computers, a group of 512 computers. In backend, if I have to manage that cluster, that part, right, is very tricky. In the sense, they have your client, if they have to manage that 512 computer, a cluster of compute nodes, right, it will be very tough for them. They have to invest a lot of money, as well as they have to invest a lot of time to set up that and manage that. Okay, resources, time and resources, everything they have to spend. But here, since Snowflake is managing everything, within fraction of seconds, you can increase or decrease, and cost also will be paying only for what we use. Got it? That's one thing, since it is software as a service. The other advantage, since it is software as a service, is, see, right, over a period of time, things will change. Nowadays, you have chat GPT, artificial intelligence related things are booming, right? Generative AI. So this chat GPT and all. So in Snowflake, in order to stay competitive in the market, since it is software as a service, SaaS, okay, in backend, whatever future that is trending on data side, okay, say artificial intelligence, chat GPT, Gen AI, okay, generative AI, all this, right? Snowflake has already included all those. You got it? So if your client wanted to use any like say generative AI related. Okay, you call them as LLM models. Got it? That support is already there in Snowflake. They have, it is in preview state. Soon it will be available. So whatever is trending on data side, right? Everything you would get in Snowflake. Okay, their intention is Snowflake. If any client is coming to Snowflake, they want to do end to end within Snowflake. They should not go for any other tool as such. They wanted to make it that way. Initially, Snowflake was just used as a cloud data warehouse. Okay, now they're adding a lot of features. They wanted to make it as a Snowflake cloud data platform. Got it? So with just clients right now, majority of them, they're using Snowflake just as a cloud data warehouse. Okay, since Snowflake is adding a lot of new features, with these features, still, the clients who would use Snowflake is going to increase. It is not going to decrease. And you can, even if you have to use this generative AI, all these things, right? It will be easier in Snowflake because since it is software as a service, they would be developing all the things in backend, the algorithms, whatever it is. In the backend, they would design. Snowflake has a product team even in India. Okay, Snowflake itself, right? That company has employees within India also. They have employees, and even in Bangalore, like say Mumbai, Pune, they would be arranging the webinars, everything on monthly basis, quarterly basis. Okay, there a lot of clients, even Indian clients, are using Snowflake. If you take, say, our national stock exchange, our stock market, right? National stock exchange, you would have heard NSE, right? They are also using Snowflake. Okay, and then if you take Swiggy, right? In India, Swiggy is also using Snowflake. You got it. A lot of Indian clients are also using Snowflake, not just US and UK clients. Okay, here, since it is software as a service, there is no administration part. Administration part in the sense, the still DBS will be required for access management and all. There are other things which DBS will do, but they won't take care of partitioning, database backups, index maintenance. These kind of things they don't have to do. Okay, installations or something of that sort. Got it? And then here you would have heard about, other, key features of Snowflake. If you take, right, it has got time travel. Okay, we'll discuss in detail what it is, time travel, in our regular sessions. And then you have something called marketplace. Earlier it was data marketplace. Now it is marketplace. So what it is if you take, sometimes whatever data we load, right, once the data used for our analysis, we can sell that data as well and make money. In Snowflake, we have unique features. With those features, what we can do is, whatever data that we have, we are managing in Snowflake. Once all our analytical needs are done, if you wanted to sell that data, not all the data, at least certain set of data, or if you take, like healthcare clients, right? If you take during COVID, the symptoms used to vary from region to region. New variants used to come up. So if any healthcare clients or pharma clients, if they wanted to do some analysis on the data, okay, using the data, say in which country, or which continent, what the variant is spreading, what are the symptoms, if so anything of that sort, right? That data will be common for anyone. Okay, so that kind of data, if one vendor is maintaining that, others can with paying certain minimal amount, they can get the data and use it for analysis. If everyone has to manage the data on their own, it will take a lot of time and money as well. Okay, with this marketplace, we can buy and sell our data. We can buy our data sets, whatever we need. Say even trading related data, what I said, NSE, that data is also, if there are any investment clients. Okay, say your businesses, you would provide recommendations on stocks, buy this stock, buy that stock, or buy this mutual fund. Okay, if you have to do that analysis, right, then that data, that stock market data, that is common for anyone. So this kind of data sets, we can get it in marketplace in Snowflake. You don't have to manage that data on our own. You can just get the data by paying certain minimal amount. There are few free data sets also available in marketplace. Got it? It's not just data. We can, like say, I have acquired one new company called, let me show you. These are the new features. And apart from this, I have shown few things, right? On generative AI, this chat GPT kind of AI related things, right? Like say generative AI and LLM models. So Snowflake has launched new uh, features like Cortex. With that, we can get, that support as well. And then Copilot it has launched, with which it will write the SQL queries also on itself. If you tell the requirement, right? I mean, then in general terms, in general English, if you provide the, what is the analysis that we want to do, it will automatically generate query, SQL query, Snowflake itself with this Copilot. This kind of features Snowflake is adding, got it, to make it easier for use. Okay, so client it with these features, right? A lot of clients will start using Snowflake. Not right now. Also, there are a lot of clients, big clients also using Snowflake. Still, it will increase. Got it? Say document AI. What it is? Suppose you have PDF. You have to extract text out of PDF for your analysis. That we can do easily. Okay, within Snowflake. So these kind of features it is adding. Got it? And earlier it was used as a data warehouse, but with new features like say Unistore, we can use Snowflake as OLTP database also. Okay, so the clients will still increase. And as I said, they have acquired one company called Streamlit. So with this, see, Snowflake, right? They're investing a lot of money on the like research also, R&D, whatever is trending. They would add that feature in Snowflake. They have a big product team. Got it? So apart from that, Snowflake, right? In on data side throughout the world, if anything is trending, they'll add that feature. And if any new startups, okay, if they're coming up with some unique ideas, they'll acquire those small startups and they'll add that feature in Snowflake. Suppose Streamlit is one such startup which Snowflake has acquired. Okay, and they have added this. If you wanted to create data apps, right? With this Streamlit, we can create those data apps. Okay, this way they have acquired a lot of small I mean, startups which has got unique ideas and which have developed some products, and they are adding those features in Snowflake, within Snowflake, to make it, competitive in market. Okay, so what I would like to highlight is, if you learn Snowflake, even say in the long run, it will be there in market. Okay, within Snowflake, if something is trending, they'll add that feature. We'll have to, the core is same, the architecture which we have seen, right? That is same. On top of that architecture, they'll add new features. Okay, we can simply, just if our client wanted to use them, they can use it. That way it is. Okay, once any client moves the data into Snowflake, what Snowflake wanted to do is, what is their intention is, any client, once they have moved data into Snowflake, they should be able to do everything within Snowflake. That's the reason they're adding all these new features. Got it? Since it is software as a service, everything they can add. Okay, you as a Snowflake user, right? We don't face any usage, any like outage as such. Okay, even if they're adding any features, our functionality will not change. Or the whatever the other things, whatever we do, that will be same. If we need to use it, we can use, or else we can ignore. That way it is. Got it? Yeah. If anyone has any doubts, we can discuss now. So apart from this, right, like you'll be getting the CV preparation support. Okay, and then the review, and you would get nowadays, along with Snowflake, ADF, Azure Data Factory is trending. We'll try to see that integration, and then DBT integration as well, data build tool. It is a transformation tool, especially in US. A lot of clients started using DBT since it is open source. So we'll see that integration as well, along with Snowflake. So what is the mandatory for skills for Snowflake is for you to switch to Snowflake or start working on Snowflake? Snowflake end to end, we will be covering SQL. Okay, if you're not, even if you're a fresher or if you're not from data background, don't worry, since we'll be getting started with SQL, right? Like we would be getting started from basic, so you don't have to worry. And then data warehousing concepts. Okay, that should even if you have to switch, In interviews, you would get there would be questions on data warehousing that we would be covering. Cloud exposure. Okay. Mainly we'll be using storage service in cloud, so that we will be covering not just storage service, whatever services that we will need for a Snowflake developer, that we would be discussing. So both AWS and Azure we would discuss. GCP, if you take, there are not much projects in GCP plus Snowflake combination, so we're not going to cover that integration. It is not required. Majority of the projects are in AWS and Azure, and Snowflake plus AWS or Azure. So we would be covering that. Not, you don't need all the services in cloud, for your information. Okay, only mainly we'll be using storage service. Apart from this, few other services we might use. So we would discuss that. Okay, these mandatory skills we'll be discussing. Apart from that, any of the ETL integration, and then this DBT for transformations. Okay, yeah. But even with this combo, right, Snowflake SQL plus data warehousing, you can get offers on Snowflake. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, Hitesh, Snowflake plus SQL and ETL would be good without knowing cloud also.
No, cloud, like we'll be just using the storage service. Okay, see, cloud means don't think it is something big. There are a lot of services in cloud. Okay, but for us, what we need is mainly storage service. Say in AWS you have S3, in Azure you have blob storage or Azure data lake service. That is very simple. It is not tough.
Okay, got
Yeah,
it. Okay.
you can say 1 to 2 hours you can get to know that particular those services. Okay.
Okay. Blob and S3 is fine, right? Okay.
Yeah. You don't need other services. Let's say in AWS you have Glue, you have Lambda. You don't need them. Got it?
Okay, other services not required. Only S3 for Azure, and
Mainly-
you are saying
mainly
blob
that
service
service.
for Azure.
Yeah. So depending on client, few clients will use, say, in Azure along with Blob, they'll use Azure Data Factory, which is ETL. You know, right? That way it is.
ADF, yes.
So we would see that ADF integration also along with Snowflake. How we would load. So in if you take any ETL tool, right? Snowflake has got very good partnership with all technology partners. Take any ETL tool, any reporting tool, okay? Or everything, all popular ETL tools and reporting tools have got connectors for Snowflake. You can directly connect to Snowflake.
Okay, reporting tool means like Power BI and
Power BI,
Tableau, right?
Tableau, yeah,
Okay.
ClickView, all this. Yeah, there are a lot of other. Based on, you have even in SAP you have a couple of reporting tools. So everywhere you can connect to Snowflake. Majority of the tools have got connectors to Snowflake. Okay.
Yeah, sounds good. Hitesh, thanks.
Hitesh, I'm a QA manual tester. Knowledge on SQL and the data warehouse concepts. Worked on the proof of concept for 3 months. So, are there any jobs in the Snowflake testing, or only
Yeah.
it is?
See, it's not just developer. You'll have Snowflake DBA, Snowflake tester, all these roles also, like any other database. Okay, but main majority of the openings would be on Snowflake development side, as a Snowflake developer or Snowflake data engineer. Okay, DBA roles also will be there. So if you take DBA specific roles, right? Openings will be less, but competition is also less. Say you hardly find profiles on Snowflake DBA, and in the market we can't get much Snowflake DBA profiles. So even if we have less number of positions, competition will not be there. Okay, and testing, it is same for anything. Even if either it is even for Snowflake, it depends on the client. Few projects they'll have Snowflake tester, few will not have. The same way, even in in all projects you will not have tester, right? Developers only will do that. But if it is a big project, definitely there will be testers also. Got it?
Yeah, in the data warehouse, since ours is a product company, we were using the ETL Informatica tool. Developers using the ETL tools, and for a tester, I worked on like ETL minus that queries are there, right? Like source, target, source and
Yeah, got it.
target. The
Yeah.
data
So
is,
even with respect to Snowflake, you'll have the same kind of work. If you the data validations, you got it right.
so
The
you
data
have the source and you have the target. Once it is moved to target, you are checking whether the data is in there
moved
sync.
properly or not. Like that is what data validations and all, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Then
that
that
kind of
is
work will be there
the
even in Snowflake. Okay.
yeah, that is the pure testing roles, right? It is not the developer role.
That's true.
Okay, those kind of jobs are also there in Snowflake, you mean to say?
Yeah, it will be there. But see, majority, if it is a small project, will not have
Okay.
tester.
Yeah, yeah,
Position.
yeah.
Got it? If
Especially
it is a
for
big
banks
client,
and
yeah, if
others.
it is a big client, then definitely there will be a tester also. Whatever work you are doing, that kind of work also will be there. Okay.
And those things also validations you are covering, right?
Yeah. Data validation, you'll just kind of run the query and see what is whether data is matching or not, right?
Mm.
Yep.
Yeah, the same thing what we do, like
Yeah,
we
it will be
use all
same.
the minus query, then all those
But here,
business
what we
rules.
should understand is, yeah, you only testing roles. It might be tough. You should at least know some development work also. So purely the tester roles, with respect to data testing, right? Nowadays, testing positions, if you take any manual testing or automation testing, openings are very less. Okay.
Okay.
So if you rely only on that, it will be tough. You can, along with Snowflake combination, right? You can put the testing also. So then you'll be considered. Got it?
But again,
Not
Snowflake
pure
developer
testing.
coding part also, coding knowledge
SQL.
also.
SQL is what you need.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So what we'll do is tomorrow onwards, like say same time 8 to 9, like we'll have tomorrow. Let's have SQL session, basic session if you're not from data background, and from say Tuesday onwards, like we'll have the regular Snowflake sessions getting started. Say the Snowflake architecture will get started with Snowflake architecture.
When the
The same
classes
time only?
Yeah,
they
8 to 9 p.m.
you have
Is it
any
morning time?
Morning, yeah,
Morning we don't have. Right now, one batch. There is a couple of sessions left. The ones that is done, like maybe it'll take some time, but I'm also working, so there will be only one batch running at a time. So majority of them were requesting for evening time, so I thought of starting one evening batch. Okay.
Is there any
Okay, and
tentative
there will
timeline, like
be
when we can get a morning batch, Hitesh?
Yeah, you can ping me separately. I'll speak with you. Yeah.
Huh.
But it'll
Okay.
take time. Once it'll take at
Uh,
least 1 month. Yeah.
oh, okay.
See, it would be even if you miss 1 or 2 sessions. Daily basis. If you are, missing or not, every day you'll get the recordings, topic wise. So if you miss 1 or 2 days, if you have any calls also, client calls, then probably you can go through the recording and catch up in the next session.
you have anything on weekends, Hitesh? Because 8 to 9
Yeah,
year
if
time
you have any
difference.
concerns and timings, you can ping me separately. Will discuss. And the today's thing, right? Like whatever we discussed. Anyone has any confusion or doubts?
Hitesh, like, are you going to cover any real-time project use case?
Yeah,
Like
we'll
the
be covering that.
house,
We'll be covering
end-to-end?
that. In the
Okay.
project overview session, we would be getting not just say if you have to keep say 2 projects or 3 projects on Snowflake. Okay, if you claim say 3-4 years of experience on Snowflake, right? So you will be projecting 2-3 projects. So what you should explain, what in suppose you are from say ETL background, how you should project and your project. So we'll discuss everything. Okay, don't worry.
Okay, sure.
Mhm.
Hi Hitesh, Mike this side. So
Yeah, man.
while surfing through the jobs in Snowflake, I came across that a lot of companies ask for Python as well. So is Python also mandatory?
That Python is not mandatory. If you know Python, it'll be advantage because here we have seen one thing, right? Let me show you. 1 second. A new feature called Snowpark. Okay, so that is a new feature. So clients would use that Snowpark case in Snowflake case. Say it is say 5 to 10% now, right
Okay.
now. So that is where you need Python. Snowpark feature. This is like Databricks. You would have heard about Databricks, right?
Yes, yes. It is a competition of Snowflake, right? So right now, what I've
Yeah,
heard is that it is
Databricks.
a 50-50 market share.
Yeah, Databricks. The same functionality what you have with data in Databricks, right? That you would get with Snowpark in Snowflake. Got it? So that's where,
Okay.
in case if your client is using Snowpark, then they would use Python. Got it?
Okay,
Major.
and one question more. I know that that question has been answered in your previous answer, but if I do your course very religiously and practice, how many years of experience can I justify in my resume and when I apply outside?
You can easily manage up to say 2 to 4 years of relevant Snowflake experience easily.
Okay, okay, thank you so much.
Even if you are senior, say 10 plus years of see, so far from 2 to 15 years of experience folks, right? Overall, from fresher to say 15 years experience folks got trained and they're able to switch and work as well, even Snowflake architect level. Okay.
Okay.
If
Yes.
they would be working on different side, different technology, say some SQL or ETL something, but they are able to switch as a Snowflake architect.
Okay,
With
thank you so much. Yes. Yeah, that answered my question. Thank you, Hitesh.
I think you are also referred by one of our
Yes, yes, I am referred by.
candidates.
Yeah,
Yeah.
see, I was very, I was in turmoil whether should I go for Snowflake or not. So I did extensive research on LinkedIn, and every second person suggested, you as a trainer, for to be able to switch in Snowflake. So every second or third person said that if you want
Yeah.
into Snowflake, then there's a trainer called Hitesh, and he would be the best suited. So that is how I got here.
Yeah, even for every batch, right? In referral itself, you would get majority of the candidates. That's how it is.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yeah. So I'm very hopeful.
Hmm.
So that is why.
Yep. No worries. So the training would be in depth. You don't have to worry. You can easily manage your work. If you focus, if you learn, definitely you can switch. And opportunities are always there. So after April, still the opportunities will go up. Okay, right now the market is a bit down. Still, we are getting offers. Like say even last week, 2 of our candidates got offers from previous batch. So at least weekly, 2 offers from our previous candidates will be getting. Yep.
Yeah, that good to hear, Hitesh. Thanks.
Yep. Okay. Any questions from anyone? Or any doubts? Guys, if you have any confusion or doubts, you can feel free to ask.
Hello, sir.
Yeah.
My name is Vikas.
Yeah, Vikas.
Actually, I'm civil engineer,
Okay.
but now I'm planning to shift to IT. Mine is actually 2015 batch in BA. Can I learn this?
Yeah, you can, since we are starting from basic, right? So tomorrow, the SQL session, you can join. You'll get some clarity on what is database, how we will have tables, all these things. Okay.
Because
Yeah, we'll do it from
because
basic
all
to
my
advanced.
friends are telling that all the recessions are going on. What you are doing now?
Okay.
so
Don't worry, I'll
I'm
speak with
little
you.
bit
So you're
confused.
referred by Mahendra?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'll speak with you. Don't worry.
Okay.
Any other questions from anyone, guys?
So we can connect to Oracle database directly and then move it to Snowflake. Or we need
What is
ETLs
that?
again.
Yeah, you can
Can we
directly connect to Snowflake. So this is the UI user interface. So you don't need to install anything. In browser itself will access. So I'll show you how to get started with Snowflake, how we'll create. It just takes 5
No,
minutes,
no.
5 to 10 minutes to get started
No,
with.
what I'm asking, migration from Oracle database to Snowflake. So I can directly move the data, or I need some ETLs to move the data, something like that.
See, if you have data in cloud storage, right, we can directly load into Snowflake. In case if the data is in Oracle, some database, right now we would either use ETL tool or some frameworks, okay, to load the data into cloud storage. From there, we can load directly into Snowflake. Within Snowflake, you have features. Once you have data in cloud storage, I'll be explaining all those, how you'll migrate all that stuff, okay. But and as you said, in all ETL tools, you'll have connectors to Snowflake and directly migrate the data using ETL tools. And Snowflake is also coming up with its own connectors, but they're still not generally available. Got it? We might get them soon. Okay. Snowflake
Yeah.
itself.
Okay. So AWS and all, right? They can directly connect to Oracle
Yeah,
database
AWS,
and.
Azure, GCP, you can directly load to Snowflake.
Oh, yeah. That,
From that
but
storage. Yeah.
okay.
And if
And
you take even Salesforce,
Yes.
even to Salesforce, you can directly. Salesforce is also one of the partners and investors as well in Snowflake. So if you have data in Salesforce, you can directly get the data in Snowflake, and whatever data in Snowflake, you will get it in Salesforce that way. That
so
two-way,
connectors are already there. Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
already there. Yeah.
Mm. But none
And
of the
Hitesh will.
RDBMS is not giving any connectors to Snowflake, right?
Right now,
Like.
they are not there. They're soon. They have announced them, but we might get soon the connectors.
Mm.
Yeah.
Hitesh, what are going to be timings for this batch?
I told you, right? Like it'll be evening in 8 to 9 p.m.
Okay. Okay.
Mhm.
Hello, Hitesh.
Yep, yep.
Yeah, I have one question. So, means how much range of the package, the pressure level, experience level of the Snowflake?
I already showed you, right? What is your overall experience?
I have 8+ here.
8 means it will be 24 to 32. 3 into
Oh,
4 years of experience into 3, 4. That is the range, average range. I told you, right? So if it is 8 to 9 years, you'd get say 24 to 30,
yes.
30, 35. I mean, depending on the opportunity that you get. But average is 24. That is, minimum package. And it depends on your current CTC also. Years of
Oh,
experience into 3 and 4. Okay? And 8 into 4. Traders. That is 8 is 24 and 8 4 is 32. Got it? 24 to 30, 32 is the average. You might get higher also, depending on the company, if it is product based company.
yeah.
But at least on average, 8 to 3 would, 24 you would get 3 times. 24 to 30. Now the market is down. If you, I mean, um, if you ask for more package, right, they're keeping it on hold, because if you take few technologies, there are no openings at all. Got it? But average package, though, you would get say 24, 25, 27, 30, up to 30.
Yeah, yeah, sound good.
Hey, Hitesh, Ram here.
Yeah, Ram.
So, you mentioned like experience in the 3, but suppose out of 8 years, we can mention relevant experience 3 years, but you will
Even
consider.
then you will get, it will be same. Okay. It's not complete Snowflake experience, what I'm saying. It is overall experience. Overall experience into 3, 4. Out of that overall experience, you should claim
That's right.
say
So,
2 to 3 years of relevant Snowflake experience.
relevant 3 for also fine, you mean to say.
Yeah, 2 to 3 also fine. 3 to
Okay.
4 also. It's up to you. 2 to 4, anything you can mention.
Fine, fine. And one, yes, I think already you covered the out. So tester and admin. So we can consider it is a developer. We can assume we are a developer and we are working on Snowflake, correct? No admin,
Yeah,
no.
Snowflake developer or Snowflake data engineer you call.
Okay,
Okay.
no, no tester
See,
and
whatever it is, if it is on Snowflake, you can look, give a try for that particular position. Okay, that Snowflake developer lead, admin part also will be covering, because suppose if you have to create a virtual warehouse, for our practice we need, right? So whatever majority of admin activities also would be covering. So even if you want to try out for admin roles also, you can try if you get an opportunity.
in the
This
market, majorly
developer
it is a
mainly,
developer.
primarily we would be covering developer lead. Okay.
Okay.
So if you want to try out for DBA, tester, or architect, that also we would be covering from basic to advanced, right? So we have different levels of candidates from 2 to 15 years, even in the current training. Okay. So we would be covering from, fresher to say 15 years. So from basic to advanced, we would cover. That's how it is. Yeah.
So majorly it is a developer, I can say, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
So we need SQL. That's the thing. Yeah. Yeah. Someone has a question.
May I know course fees?
Yeah, I'll discuss with you on that. Yeah.
Okay.
Hitesh, before going to Snowflake, so what are the things we should learn
Before
before going to Snowflake? Is there anything we should learn
SQL,
before that?
SQL is the one prerequisite. That's what I said, right? So we would be covering that SQL. So we would get started with SQL basic session. then we'll move on to Snowflake. Okay, that's what I said.
Okay.
Like tomorrow we'll get
Next
started
session
with
will be
on
related to
SQL
SQL.
basics. SQL basics, yeah. From Monday onwards, we'll get started with Snowflake, and every Saturday we'll have SQL session. Okay. Every
Okay.
Saturday we'll be
Can I
having
get
SQL.
today's
Yeah,
notes?
I'll share the recording. Don't worry. Every
And
Saturday we'll be having the SQL
is it
session, right?
important to learn PLSQL also? I mean, or only SQL?
PLSQL, yeah, PLSQL, it is procedural language, right? There is more or less, there is also SQL only. I mean, we would be just creating procedures using PLSQL, right? So that even in Snowflake, we have Snowflake scripting procedures. But compared to regular relational database, the usage of procedures will be less in Snowflake because few clients, right, they'll use views or they'll use transformation tools like DBT. Okay,
Right,
they'll,
right.
they'll perform the transformations. They don't use procedures. So if you take,
Yeah,
there are a few advantages with those tools. Since it is a cloud, I mean, a data warehouse, so there are other options instead of procedures. Got it?
yeah. And you're covering all the real-time challenges as well, right? Many real-time
Yes,
challenges they are
whatever
asking
challenges you
actually.
face, issues
Yeah.
you face, I mean, the scenarios, what you would get in interviews and certification, what you face in your real work, all that will be covered. So in data loading, or if you take any feature, in depth will be covering on that feature. Okay.
Okay. And how many sessions we have for this course?
As Snowflake,
I
it
mean,
will be 40
40.
sessions.
Okay. And daily 1 hour, right?
Correct.
All right. Okay. Thank you.
Yep, thank you. Okay, whoever has doubts, they can stay in the call. Others can drop off. I'll be there for some more time. We stop the recording.